Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody! This podcast proudly presents to you the zero-time tag team champions of the world, the Road Dogg, JJ Brownlee, the Badass, Jamie Faulkner, Total Spotfest Live!
And welcome back to Total Spotfest Live. I am JJ Brownlee, and by my side is my trusty right-hand man. I have nothing else to say. I was trying to think of something really cool to say, but I can never do it. You're just my right-hand man, Jamie Faulkner.
What's up, Simps? How you doing?
The pain is real. This is WWE's Power Hour, so we're not really going to get into it too much, but spoiler alert for Wednesday, Maki Ito's going back to Japan. Which half the internet's going to be ecstatic about. I don't understand the hatred for her. Like, Jim Cornette, first of all, screw him, but there's a bunch of people who are like, screw Maki Ito, she's terrible. I'm like, man,
she's
stop.
Joshi,
Just
man.
stop.
Like, she's amazing.
You
And
don't know Joshi wrestling.
and honestly, her I know we're not talking about it today, but I watched Elevation and her match was great. It was great.
Jamie's gonna dive real deep into it on Wednesday because, like I said, this is our WWE Power Hour. You might have noticed I'm not forgetting anything. We are Nicholas. We have suspended the Ninth Wonder of the World. He is not with us. We are trucking along with just your hosts, myself and Jamie. So this is, like I said, our WWE Power Hour. Thank you for joining us. We do this twice a week. Thursdays we'll come out with AEW. We're going to talk about Impact as well. Tonight we're going to dive deep into NXT, Smackdown, Raw. Talk about some news going on. There's WrestleMania news. There's possible people leaving WWE news. All sorts of cool stuff going on. Join the conversation. Give us a follow on Twitter at Total Spotfest. Check out our YouTube. That is Total Spotfest Live. If you are watching us on YouTube, I do want to apologize. We don't have video. We were trying to find a way to do it. We don't want to pay money for another service. I'm not gonna lie.
We're cheap. It's fine.
We're cheap, and we do this. You guys will get the point, but we do this with a Microsoft Teams or a Zoom call between us, but we record our audio separately because we like to put out a good quality sounding audio for Spotify and Apple and all that. So we want to make sure we get real good audio files from our recording software. But because of that, we can't use a separate camera to record. It's a whole thing. We're working on it. We are going to figure a way to do this, goddammit. All right. So we are going to be getting videos so you can see our beautiful faces coming soon. But thank you for joining us, like I said. Jamie, how you been doing, man? You're off of work this week, so I didn't talk to you at all today.
Yeah, I'm completely off. It's been pretty good, other than the tornado warning that came through our area. That was a little intense today.
Yeah, that path went right. Oh, Jamie lives on the south side of town. I live on the north side, so I had some sprinkles, and he had a tornado go right over his house.
Yeah, it was actually within half a mile from my house. It actually touched down to half a mile from my house. That was a little scary. The girls don't know that unless they listen. But yeah, so I'm good there.
It's good, but us being the stubborn Midwesterners, we're just like, it was just a little touchdown. It wasn't any F1. It's no big deal. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I remember we had some people from California, the job that we're at. We used to have an office out in L.A., and they'd come out and visit us from time to time. And whenever they come out in the spring, there'd be stuff going on, and it's like, oh my God, there was a tornado last night. Did you guys see that? Like, oh, there was? Oh, yeah. No, there wasn't. That wasn't even touched down. What are you talking about? And they could not get it through their mind how we could be so nonchalant about that. And then, like, oh, I guess it's just a matter of your atmosphere.
Yeah. I was there one time, and there was a tremor, and I'm like, oh my God, everybody feel the tremor? Like, yeah, it's no big deal. It's like the same thing, just reverse.
Earthquake, yeah.
I'm not used to earthquakes, and they're like, yeah, whatevs. You know, it's fine.
I'm glad to hear that you made it all right, Jamie, with no damages. That's wonderful. But anyway, let's get right into it. We're going to start off with NXT. We'll get to Smackdown Raw in a little bit. I got some news coming up here. But NXT from last week was good.
Yeah.
Now, as promised, there was two big announcements, and once again, I hate poking the bear, but this is what NXT gets right that the other stars don't. Like they came out right from the start. William Regal in the ring. Here's the show. I'm giving these announcements right now. This would have been top of hour 2 and top of hour 3 on Raw. So kudos to NXT for that. William Regal gives the first one. Like we had heard the rumor, he confirmed it, that TakeOver is going to be a 2-night affair this year. Excuse me. TakeOver, Stand and Deliver, is going to be a 2-night affair. So,
do you think of Edward Olmos when he said
I
that?
did.
Instant
I absolutely
calculus.
did.
It's like, come on, man.
He said stand and deliver, and I go, okay, I don't know what that means, but sure. So it's going to be, and we don't know where it is. It could be from Raymond James Stadium. It could be from the Thunderdome. It could be from the Performance. We don't know where TakeOver is happening, so there may or may not be live audience for some of this or none of this. We don't know. But on April 7th, the first night is going to be live on the USA Network, which I appreciate that. And then the next night, it's going to be live on the Peacock Network, because Peacock, starting in now, right, is on, I think it was like today it moved to, WWE Network moved to Peacock in the U.S. exclusively. So those of you who are outside the U.S., I don't know how you're going to watch this, but I mean, I don't know what you watch NXT on anyway. So in the U.S., 2 nights, 4/7 live on USA, 4/8 live on Peacock. 2-night TakeOver. This should be good, right?
You would hope. I mean, that's a lot of NXT wrestling, and they don't really build enough. Like, that's the thing. Like, 2 nights, they would have to like start.
That's a good number. That's 4 hours minimum of NXT wrestling.
Yeah, and they'd have to have this fever pitch of storylines just coming out left and right in order to set stuff up. Like, I don't think they can do it.
No, I mean, that's a lot of story. I suspect we're going to get some battle royal ladder match, some multitude matches where they can incorporate a lot of people, which yes, please give me all of that. I'm all for that.
Oh yeah. I'm always down for a good battle royale.
And they usually do a ladder match every every Mania takeover. So yeah, let's see what it is. But 2-night, that's announcement number 1, 2-night takeover. Announcement number 2, I'm going to put on my magic hat here because, once again, I predicted it. It was the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships official.
Shocker.
I know. It wasn't a large stretch, but I don't think it was you. I think it was that other dude we had that was visiting that gave me a lot of crap about, oh, they're not going to do that. But they did it. Finally did that. And they gave them 2, like we suspected. They awarded them to Raquel and Dakota Kai. Yeah. So that was nice.
That was good. I liked it. I love that they went that route.
Now the rub on the internet is that apparently the plan was to have the Dusty Cup, Women's Dusty Cup, be end with the Tag Team Champions. The Dusty Cup got moved up though, so they can match it with the men's final and kind of pair it. And the belts weren't ready. That's what I heard. I have no idea if that's true or not. But anyway, they just kind of awarded it to them. Now, you might be thinking, well, but they won that cup a few weeks ago. They had a shot. They didn't win. Do they really deserve them? Don't you worry, because immediately Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon step up to quote-unquote congratulate our new women's tag champs, but then challenge them to a title match later on in the night, which of course they accepted.
Shocker.
I know. And this was cool. So they go from that immediately into the first title match of the night, staying in the women's division, best women's division in wrestling, period.
Hands down.
So they go into the women's championship match, Io Shirai and Toni Storm, which rematch of their 2018, wow, 2008, 2018 Mae Young Classic final, which was a bomb killer at Revolution. So right into that.
Evolution.
That's it. What did I say?
Revolution. You got AEW on the mind.
Oh, that's
fine,
that
man.
It was so good. It was so good. All right, sorry. Go listen to our Revolution review if you're an AEW fan. It wasn't as good as that match, but it was a banger. A couple of notes that I had here. For one, one of the announcers made me, disbelieve humanity and time in general, because they said that 3 years ago when they fought, Toni Storm was only 19, and I'm thinking in my head, she's not 22. She's definitely older than that, because I know she wrestled in the independent scene.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she is. She's 25. But it literally took I paused my stream, had to go Google it because it was driving me crazy. But anywho, Io Shirai moonsault from the top rope onto the outside. There was a lot of good matches. Toni looked very good. She's morphed into that bruising, strongish style a lot more. I don't know if it's because of her time over in UK or not, but she definitely has more of that feel than she did originally when she was in Indy or when she was in the Mae Young.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think this was I like this match. I wanted to love this match just because of the two, and they were going. They went at it. It was a solid match. The only thing I just wanted more. It was not long enough for me, and that's it. Like that's where the love thing. If you give me 5 more minutes of that match, I would have loved it. But it just left me wanting, because the end up was I liked how it wasn't a finisher ending again. I think they're finally getting into that whole you don't have to have a finisher to end. But no, I thought overall top to bottom great match. Just didn't love it because it was too short.
It was pretty short. Io won with a crossface at the end, made her tap. My thing is that I liked this match just like you. I didn't love it. And the reason I didn't love it is because I didn't believe for a second Toni Storm was going to win. Mm-hmm. It just came out of nowhere. And I don't want to say that they've wasted Toni Storm coming back. It's just I think that there's been some missteps in the way they brought her back to to regular NXT, and what they're doing with her direction. So anywho, it was good. It was a great match. It was a good way to start. So you had banger right from the go. Right after the women's tag team announcement. So female heavy.
Yeah, so one more thing on this thing, and I know that this might be taboo, but there was a lot of
for it.
There was a lot of Chris Benoit in this match.
Well, okay, Toni Storm has a lot of Chris Benoit in her.
Yes.
repertoire.
Yeah, she went for the diving headbutt, Chris Benoit, and then one with a crossface crippler, Chris Benoit, and then there was that release German suplex, Chris Benoit. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't want to glorify the monster that he became, but he was a great in-ring worker, and he did a lot of good things there, and just totally,
he was a great talent. I remember, was it 17 years ago, yesterday or day before? I saw something on Twitter, but it was when he had won the heavyweight wrestling championship, and Eddie Guerrero was the WWE champion, and they had this big hug in the middle of the ring because they were close friends. I mean, Chris Benoit, before we found out what he actually was at the end of everything, was one of the stars, one of the best out there, and he was, I mean, I don't think that we can forever just be like, you can't do that because Chris Benoit did that and he's the worst person that ever lived. I mean, goddamn, WWE's forgiven Hulk Hogan for God's sake. So
they've gone on record to say that his name and anything that of his likeness is burned from their
and him, yes, rightfully so. What he did, if you don't know what he did, Google it. It's terrible. You won't. It's not good.
Yeah.
Those of you who do know what he did, you know exactly what we're talking about. We're not going to give a justification by giving it, actual credit. But that doesn't mean that things he did can't be done by other people. Their moves, their holds. It's not resolved to him. I mean, Devon did a flying headbutt, the what's up.
Yeah, but Io's crossface, the way that she just grabbed and drug right down real quick, instantly reminded me of back then. It was just eerily just like the way he did it, and just gave me flashbacks. I'm like, I shouldn't be thinking about this guy. That's what was going through my head. I should not give this guy rent in my head free, just living in there. That's why I wanted to bring it up. It had these things, and unfortunately, if I put his name in your head, I apologize. But it's just I saw so many influences from what he did.
Jamie had Chris Benoit PTSD. So
yeah, pretty much. And I used to like the guy, and then I loathe the guy now as a father. And all that
as
stuff.
you should, as you should. But I get that. But I think that plays a lot into, especially Storm. Io's a great. Io's got little hints of a ton of wrestlers in her style. So
Eddie.
but you're right, Tony Storm, and unfortunately, whenever you have somebody who's a hard hitting wrestler, male or female, there's going to be a little bit of Benoit mixed in there. So. Moving swiftly away from the nightmare train that is that. That's okay. Yeah, pop a little something, you'll be fine later.
Yeah, exactly.
we had a quick Finn Balor promo teasing, talking Smackdown. I'm Cole. That's your main event tonight, the championship match between Cole and Balor. Then LA Knight had an interview where, and LA Knight's just great. I love him on the mic. I love him in general. He goes on saying that next week is going to be his in-ring debut. He then gets jumped by Bronson Reed. And I can just smell either a North American title or a North American #1 contender ladder match coming for that takeover we talked about. Because you got Bronson Reed, LA Knight, your favorite Cameron Grimes. Yeah. That's the only mention I'm making of him because he did not appear in this NXT.
And that's why this NXT was great.
That's why you told me earlier you loved this NXT because there's no Cameron Grimes. Okay, but those, you could throw in there Leon Ruff. You could throw in there whatever, Swerve Scott. You could throw in there. I think that is definitely where they're going with this. But anyway, he gets jumped by Bronson Reed to be continued later on. Then you had Jake Atlas versus Pete Dunne, which was pretty much a match just to see how ripped Pete Dunne has gotten. So Pete Dunne, I mean, the man's dropped 20 pounds and added just definition everywhere.
Yeah, he's shredded, but he definitely needs somebody to help him with his toner because like his his tan is off. Like it just looks weird.
Yeah,
like somebody needs to teach that guy how to do it.
He's British. I'm not trying to pigeonhole, but whatever. So Dunn wins in a quick squash match. Then he calls himself the best technical wrestler in the world and dares someone to step up to him. So that'll be interesting to see where they go with that.
Who else is technical that's out there?
Well, I want to say Finn Balor, but that's not no.
No.
I mean,
I might have to stew on that one.
I would say Walter, but that doesn't make any sense.
Well, Imperium's here. Why wouldn't Walter be here?
He will be here eventually, but they're both heel. Now, Walter won the NXT UK title from Dunn, and if they're setting up a long play angle to have him challenge Walter back, I'm all for that. But that's why I don't think it makes sense, because heel versus heel. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who else is out there that
Kushida?
Ooh,
Kushida's?
now that would be a fun match.
That's a fun match. Please give me more Kushida. That's who I was thinking of when I was talking about the UK champion, US North American Championship. But yes, maybe that. We'll see.
Yeah.
So they're definitely setting something up there, and then they're setting up something more because next we got an Imperium promo. Three-quarters of Imperium, right? Where they're wooing Tim Thatcher and making it clear that they want him to rejoin them in Imperium. And they said they'll even accept Ciampa or your friend is what they said out of respect for you. So that's continuing to go on. So cool beans there. Real quick little promo. Then you got a Leon Ruff promo where he's talking smack on Swerve. I still don't know where the hell this is going. This is the one angle where I'm just like, I don't care. I don't think so. I don't think I care. I don't care. And then we get into Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez women's tag team title. It's new. It's hard to say. Women's tag team title match against Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon.
It was a good match. It was a really good match.
It was a good match. You've seen this before. They faced off in the Dusty Cup final, so it's not something new and surprising. Just like Io and Tony, we've seen it before, but it's a very good back and forth. There's lots of isolations. So Dakota got isolated at first, and then Ember got isolated, and then Raquel amazingly got isolated, which I love that. She's not like Awesome Kong at her intro in TNA where you don't believe anybody can beat her. She's big and physically dominating, but she's not that big and physical. So I'd like that they give her that bit of humanity to her. I don't know if that's the right word, but
well,
you know what I mean?
she's a person and not this monster like an Awesome Kong or any of those who like. I loved Awesome Kong, but she was portrayed as a monster. Like you couldn't
Which
get
is fun for a hot minute, but that's when you come out the chute with that, you can't go anywhere.
yeah.
So in the end, and this is, I have such mixed feelings about this. So
Same.
it ends up being Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon get the win. And here's why. I know exactly why they're doing this. And my prediction is because they want Raquel Gonzalez to, this is their since they announced TakeOver earlier tonight, this is their start of they're starting to set up things for TakeOver. LA Knight's making a weird promo. You have, Pete Dunne making a promo. They're setting the groundwork for TakeOver. I get it. And I know that means that Raquel Gonzalez is, because she's the only one that Io really hasn't beaten. Really, not
Yeah.
one-on-one. You just gave them the titles literally an hour earlier. Give them a week, for God's sake. I mean, the Miz got a week with the freaking WWE Championship. Give them a week. Especially Dakota Kai is literally giving her bones to this company. She finally gets a title. Give them a week. But I thought we were going to wait till later to hear from your ass, but
Oh no, you get to hear from me now. So I had a great conversation with William Regal about this, and we both came up with this. Actually, I told him what to do the whole thing because, I said Vince said it, so he automatically believed what I had to say about this. But I said, we have him drop it instantly. Therefore, you can push Raquel as the number one woman's contender because you don't have anybody else that's ready yet because you got all these new people who don't know the WWE way. And then we're going to have Shotzi and Ember go with somebody else. It's very much a Raw thing to do, and I'm trying to get him to understand Raw is the only way to do things.
at the end of the day, I don't dislike Shotzi and Ember having the titles. I'm happy for Ember. This is a woman who damn near quit wrestling. Damn near quit wrestling after her last injury. And Shotzi, you said before, she's near to our heart. She came up, one of the indies she came up through was our very own Journey Pro here in Kansas City. So I am not disappointed that they have the belts. I think that obviously they're going to set up a feud, and I'll get to that in a second here, with The Way, which I'm all for that too. Just give them a week. Io just had a match tonight, let them have the belts for a week. You could have delayed this match for a week. And then, or better yet, you could have had Shotzi and Ember come out to challenge and then had The Way say, no, you cheated against us. We deserve a shot. There's your number one contender match for the next week. But they didn't do that. They gave him, anyway, I'm going to get over it. It was a good match.
It was, but it was a very
not,
Bruce Pritchard thing to do.
It very much was. And that to me was my one knock that I'm going to give. I'm going to take a star away for that, for the show. Just a full star just for that, because I did not like,
He has that effect on people.
He does. You get Adam Cole promo, same thing. He's talking crap and explaining how we got here, the whole 9 yards. And interestingly enough, I did write this down because Adam Cole said that the Undisputed Era is dead when he says it is. He just got rid of the dead weight. So I like this.
Members.
Just digging into that. Go for it. Then you come back from commercial, and Shotzi and Ember are coming backstage, or getting ready to go to commercial, whatever. Shotzi and Ember Moon are coming backstage. They're congratulated by the entire women's roster there, with the exception of the aforementioned Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Indy is my new crutch. I'm going to say, hey, Indy, But they were sitting there and just not impressed. Indy was booing over everybody, which you could barely hear, but I loved. And they kept going. It should have been us. Should have been us. Should have been us. And they're walking away, and they run into Johnny. Of course, it's like, should have been you guys, right? It should have been you. And then here comes Austin Theory from the side, and this is once again, I just love I love everything about the way they've turned into one of my favorite things in wrestling on a weekly basis. So Austin Theory comes in and he asks Johnny Gargano. He says, "Did you pay the therapist off last week?" And Johnny goes, "Well, yeah, therapy ain't cheap."
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
So good. So then Austin gets him all worked up, and he's going to fight Dexter Lumis. Okay, so next you get, what is the next match? Xia Li versus Kaden Carr. Yes, that means so far there have been 4 matches and 3 women's matches. Did I say how good the NXT women's division is compared to other promotions? You will get the comparison in about 20 minutes or so here when we get to some other shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Xia Li versus Kaden Carr. We called it. This is going to be her next on her line. So Xia Li comes out. Kaden starts out looking real strong.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah, she did.
Kaden Carter, very underrated performer. And I think this was a little odd, but like halfway through the match, Casey Catanzaro comes out with her crutch because she has a legitimate like LCL tear. Comes out with her crutch to the ringside. Like, well, why weren't you there the whole time? This is your best friend. Whatever.
Yeah.
I digress. But during the match, this was probably the shortest of the women's matches of the night. It goes for a little bit. Kaden looks good, and then Xia props her up in the corner, not on the actual stairs, but sort of on the apron with her knee propped up in the same fashion on the lowest turnbuckle, and she's going to do the same thing to Kaden that she did to Casey. And then Casey, of course, uses her crutch, just whacks Xia with it, and then goes in the ring and just beats the holy crap out of her, gets Kaden disqualified, and Boa then comes into the ring. And I mean, this whole like Cheon Zin thing, and I know I'm mispronouncing that. I don't care because I don't get it. She tells Boa to crush her, and that turns Boa invincible, and his body just stops the cane that Casey's using to try and whip him with, and then I don't know. Anyway, Kaden gets the other crutch and beats him, and it goes on. So this is going to go on. You guys saw a lot of fury there from Casey Catanzaro for a hot minute. Now, you had told me a few weeks back that you predict or you heard that they're trying to turn Casey heel.
Trying to give her something different, but now she's hurt, so.
Well, and the reason I brought that up is because during her whole little fury of action, she had a heelish side to her. She snapped hard. So,
Do you feel like it's the first of it, and then she's going to join Xia Li?
I think that's a good. Well, first of all, I don't know how long she's out for, so I don't want to make that prediction because who knows. But I think that's a very interesting idea. I love that she's getting a push. I feel like she was overlooked because she was that's the girl from American Ninja Warrior, and she's tiny. Whatever. No one gives her a crap. Oh, that's Ricochet's girlfriend. Who cares? That's the only reason she's here. Which I think is why she quote unquote retired the first time, is because
she got
both of those things.
No respect. Yeah, zero respect.
Yeah. And the woman's a physical, like, for being 4'11" and like 90 pounds, the woman's a physical prowess. So
yeah, like physical specimen for sure. Like what she's able to do physically just defies logic.
Yeah. So I don't. I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm just happy she's getting a push, and I think Kaden's worked hard to get up to WWE. So good on them. So next you have a few more promos. You have Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin. Am I saying that right?
Jordan Devlin.
Yeah.
That is correct.
I don't. Maybe I'm. Who knows? I had a promo with him. You remember he was the cruiserweight champion pre-pandemic, and then got stuck in England and got stripped, and that's why Santos Escobar has the title. But he's doing a promo, and oh, surprise, surprise, he's in the airport doing the promo. So he's challenging Escobar for a, let the real champion stand up sort of match next week. Then you get a Zoe Stark promo. Zoe Stark looks good as hell. We talked about her before.
Yeah.
Nice little promo.
Yeah, it was good. It was fine.
Yeah, it wasn't much. And then you had Santos Escobar yelling at Regal about Jordan Devlin.
Yeah. That match won't happen. He knows they're going to push it to stand and deliver.
It's not going to happen. But I didn't like the whole like reveal of Santos Escobar after he had the mask and the cruiser, and then Legado of Fantasma I was indifferent about for a while. I don't know if it's because of the match against Karrion Kross, but I really like him now. I don't know.
I think his whole shtick is getting over on me as well. I didn't want to like it at first. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I feel like I've seen this like 1,000 times before in some variation. Right. But this one, I mean, it is, but I'm hooked. Like, you got me. Okay. I'm in on
Mexican
this one too.
Mafia.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the most creative. It's just the inter-ethnicity mafia style group. I mean, it's not, but it works. So I'm being more and more impressed with him. And I've always said he's a great performer in the ring. So
very much.
We'll see where this goes. He sends out Legado Fantasma. They have a match against Grizzled Young Veterans. This one probably is. I'm gonna say it. Every match, every show has that. Even Dynamite, even NXT. There's that one dud of the evening. Well, this is the dud, and the reason is because like I said, Legado Fantasma faced the Grizzled Young Veterans, who I'm becoming less and less a fan of.
The Diaper Duo.
I can't stand Zap Gibson's intro. I don't know. And they don't, like, when I first saw them, first couple times, I'm like, oh, look at these guys. These guys are good. And then it's like, they basically wrestle the exact same match every time. They don't change ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's got to be on them, because pretty much anybody else will step up to the plate against them. So Legado of Fantasma ended up winning. The match is interrupted by Breezango. Oh, wait, no, it's not Breezango. It's MSK in Breezango's like spaceman outfit, which apparently Lee has been cleared, even though his hand is definitely broken.
Yeah. Because he broke a metatarsal. For any of those who know, those are the ones like in the hand.
Look at Jamie getting fancy.
Yeah, it's not a phalange. So your phalanges are your fingers, ladies and gentlemen. It's the bones between the wrist and your fingers, like where your knuckle, like underneath your knuckle and to your wrist. Those are your metatarsals. And he broke one of those. I think it was on his ring finger, is what they said. Just so everybody knows.
This medical minute by Jamie Faulkner is brought to you by WebMD. WebMD for all your
brought to you by Carl's Jr.'s.
Shout out Carl's Jr. if you want to sponsor our podcast. Please just hit us up at Total Spotfest on Twitter. Okay, so but then Breezango does jump out, because then they jump Legado del Fantasma. It's good. We got some extra stuff here. Deep. Second deepest tag team division in the land. I'm happy.
I see a tornado tag battle royale for stand and deliver with these guys.
We gotta have 2 nights worth of takeover matches. So yeah, do it.
What if they do What if they do one night of War Games?
Oh, that'd be nice. They won't do it, but that'd be great.
Yeah, they should.
All right. So, quick interview with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, who, whatever, we were still the first. And like we called it, they get interrupted by Io Shirai, who calls out Raquel Gonzalez, which is not surprising knowing Io's character. Yeah. She's total face now. Even though she's still the Josie Judas, she's total face. But calls out Raquel and wants her next. So, it's happening. Once again, you could have done this in a week's time. Come on, guys.
Yep.
Thatcher and Ciampa do a quick interview. Ciampa kind of interrupts Tim Thatcher and says he's not interested in their offer. That is Imperium's offer. But he is, and I like this, he is interested in that guy. What's his name? The General. Talking about Walter. Yes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yeah. 2 times over. Please.
Yeah, I'm here for that one, for sure.
I take my money. They're going to fight Imperium next week, by the way. So
shocker.
Also, preview next week's show, you got Loomis versus Austin Theory, like I previously talked about. Ruff versus Swerve, finally. Good God. And LA Knight's going to make his in-ring debut. probably against Bronson Reed's my guess.
Against
So.
Thick Boy.
Big boy, I went to go buy that shirt because I was like, I think and it was like I predicted in the clearance section,
Nice.
$12.
Nice.
Didn't have my size in stock. It's like it's the first time I've been on WWE shop in like months, and whatever. I can't.
It might be
complain.
like towards a calendar year for me. Like it's been a hot minute.
Although I did see a Mega Power shirt that I thought you would love, and I'm gonna share with you that link here in a few minutes, Jamie.
I mean, I did get a 1992 SummerSlam shirt this weekend, and
Which was great. It was great. I talking fashion for a hot second. I did go and our friends over the Lucha Brothers. I say our friends like we're buddies, but whatever. Republic of Lucha's online shop opened on Saturday. Unfortunately, not Friday, but Saturday. And yeah, they have some of my money now because I couldn't not.
Yeah.
Anywho,
I took advantage of the Bullet or of the Pro Wrestling Tees 20% off. I got a Bullet Club shirt, and then I did the extra, and then I got the Kenny Omega Mega Man shirt, the blue Mega Man shirt with all the different variations of him. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this is
shirt.
great. Yeah, and I'm like, I got it for $10.
Why did I never buy that shirt? That's a great shirt.
Yep, I got it for $10.
Kudos to
Okay, anyway, sorry. Main event.
We're the same size, so I'm gonna steal it next time I'm at your house.
Yeah, fair.
All right, so last match, main event: Adam Cole, Finn Balor, NXT Championship. This match is what you thought this match was going to be. I mean, Adam Cole in a match. Period. Finn Balor, since he's come back to NXT, yes, this match was fantastic. Adam Cole still in the Under Armour, the Undisputed Era garb, still with the Undisputed Era music, and God, it was great. There was the last. I didn't write down all the spots here. There's tons of spots. Finn had a big reversal suplex onto the ramp that looked stiff. Just a whole lot of stuff. And I'm just going to skip ahead here because, once again, it goes without saying, this match was fan-freaking-tastic. At the end, Finn Balor kicks out of the last shot and then kicks out of a Panama Sunrise.
Yeah.
And it was blatantly obvious at that point that it's like, oh, yeah, Finn's not losing this match. And he didn't. Yeah, he ended it with his typical combination, somewhat, coup de grace, 16-19. Boom, done. Cool. Then Kyle freaking O'Reilly comes out of the crowd.
That made my heart happy a little bit.
Actually, and I do apologize. He actually came out of the crowd, was kind of distracted, Finn, which led to him doing a 1916 on the floor and then a coup de grace for the win. But Kyle O'Reilly came out, and Kyle O'Reilly looked great in his new, kind of Roadhouse inspired.
Yeah. His name's Dalton.
It did. He had the denim vest on, and with not the battle vest, like for all you metal fans, with the patches and the pins, and just plain old just denim vest out. So black T-shirt. It looked great.
Yeah, not like Warhorse. It did not look like Warhorse.
Yeah, definitely. So he comes out after the match, comes in the ring, and then Adam's character work is so good. He would get just destroyed character-wise. He would become an Andrade if he had moved to anything else. Mm-hmm. So Adam feigns sympathy. He's tearing up. He didn't mean to do it. And he tries to low blow real fast, and Kyle catches him. And I love this little bit of storytelling. So he catches it. It was his right arm. Kyle catches him, holding his arm, and with his other hand, he pulls the Undisputed Era armband off of Adam Cole. Throws it away. They go brawl. Great little nod in the storytelling angle.
Agreed.
They fight. They kind of go up the ramp. They fight more. They go to the back, and they're fighting probably still to this day. But that leaves Finn Balor literally just standing by himself, just kind of holding his belt in the ring. And he looks and he stops, looks straight forward. He never turns around, and he just goes, "What took you so long?" Because behind him, Karrion Kross. Thank you. That's your main event, night 2, Takeover.
About damn time.
Seriously.
And can we get Karrion Kross a finisher by then? That'd be nice.
You don't like the arm shot in the back of the thing?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. The donkey punch? No. I'm good.
I actually here's my pitch to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, anybody from NXT. Hey, if you're listening to us, here's my pitch to you. Don't give him a finisher. Hear me out. Have him just win in brutal ways, different ways every time. Something just brutal and just destroying, and he just I think that is not something that has been seen in forever. Just a man that just is going out there after a match, he just demolishes you in some way, and he's just like, that's enough. I'm going to pin you now.
Yeah.
It's a thought.
Yeah. I would personally...
It goes against everything that is pro wrestling, I know.
I would like it if he did like a little homage to Brody Lee and just did the discus lariat. Like, do it in the front, not the back. I want to see the guy's lights go out from the front instead of just burying his face in the ground. I just, like, if you're going to do it that way.
Yeah, even if he was standing up, I mean, it's just, I don't know, the presentation of the way he does his finisher just doesn't match the rest of his body of work.
Yeah, or do it rock bottom. That match.
Just a wicked Uranagi would be fantastic. Yes, please.
Like a big, high elevated one, like almost chokeslam style. And just
I geek out to like Samoa Joe style Uranagi. Let's just go to town here, please. More of that. So that was NXT. NXT, very good show. Losing a star because of that Bruce Pritchett, style title.
You're
drop.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, you can go F yourself. So, Smackdown Raw coming up here in a second, but we're going to talk about some news first. And the first bit, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to turn it over to you, Jamie, because I know you got lots to say about this first bit of news. And I'm sure if you are on the internet and you follow anything wrestling, you've seen this come across. But one of the people who we clamor for, and we bitch and whine every week about being buried, Andrade, or as he was known, Andrade Cien Almos in NXT, has asked for his release. Let me repeat that. Charlotte Flair's fiance has asked for his release from WWE. Jamie, go.
Long overdue. That was a long overdue thing. They've not used him since October, ladies and gentlemen. 5 months. 5 consecutive months. He has not been on our TV screen. 5 months.
At all.
And has he been hurt? No. Not at all. Not even hurt. But here's the shittier part about it, okay? So he asked for it. They tell him no.
Seriously. Freaking
no.
Goddamn.
So this is probably how it went down. He's like, I want to get out of here. And Bruce Pritchard's like, I can't. I am contractually obligated to make Charlotte Flair happy. And your happiness doesn't matter to me. And Vince hates everybody else. So he's going to make you stay. So go sit with Aleister Black.
And
it was terrible. Like, it's terrible. Like, what they are doing to that poor man.
I don't think it's over.
Yeah, well, they say he walks around and he is just looks like death warmed over. Just terrible. Hates life. Like, legit looks like he is like the most miserable person in the whole wide world because he can't do the one thing he loves. And it's sad. It is sad to me that they just will not allow him to wrestle at all. Or give him his release to go wrestle somewhere else. Go back down to AAA. Go over to New Japan. Something.
Well, and here's my part on that, okay? That I don't think this story is over because all it takes is one conversation with Charlotte to Vince. And I think that we might get the result that we all need and love. Now, will she do that? Does she want him to go somewhere else? Presumably AEW. Everybody's thinking it. And let's be honest. The thoughts process for that is unbelievable. I mean, the rumor mill has that Thea Trinidad has secretly signed with AEW and is going to be coming in anyway. I've heard several different variations of her role. Some have said that she's going to be brought into the inner circle. We floated the idea. You floated the idea. Let me you, Jamie,
Thank
floated
you.
the idea. I'm giving credit. You give me credit before I'll give you credit. You floated the idea of her being the new leader of the Dark Order. I said that, hey, let's have LAX 3.0. You know, let's have the female LAX, even though Thunder Rosa and Evil East hate each other. Whatever. How about her?
So good.
They'd be so good, but there's so much heat between them. That's another story. You know, it's not surprising. You see her show up, and then right next to her, or from the other tunnel, out pops Andrade, and they're together. And you got El Idolo. That's not surprising. But then if they have a faction to go with them, be that Proud and Powerful joins on with them, or even they have Evil East and Diamante, or whatever, or not even maybe the Latin American thing. Maybe you mix it, whatever it is, it'd be great. So everybody's going to say AEW because, yes, please, that makes most sense in the world. Triple A would take him back in a second.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
And especially with, the expanded role that Pentagon and Phoenix have here in America. I'm not as keen to their running schedule down AAA. We don't. It's unfortunate, but we don't get as much AAA news up here. It's hard to watch their stuff unless you dig deep on the internet.
Yeah.
So but I know that he could go there tomorrow and be a star. New Japan would be. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff there, and my hope, and maybe this is just me being a stan and trying to get my my ideas over, but my hope is that Charlotte's going to be like, I love him more than need him here. I want him to be happy. Go have a talk with Vince, because it does. If a Flair has one talk with Vince McMahon, tells them what they want, there's a 90% chance more than anybody else that they're getting what they want.
Yeah, I agree with that statement 100%.
And she or Rick even, I mean, it's going to be his son-in-law. He's posted pictures with them since they got engaged. He loves the kid, for God's sake. He can straight up. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But that was the big news story that broke over the weekend.
It pisses me off to no end how much WWE hates their people. And being the Elite totally made fun of it because they're like, you can't get out of your contract even though you're a independent contractor. I have exclusive rights to you and you actually work for me. That's not real. On being the Elite, they totally made fun of that because of this. It just makes me sick. That's all there is to it. It just makes me violently sick that they're fucking over such a great talent and by all accounts seems like a great human. Just because they don't want him to go somewhere else and make money somewhere else, that is just dumb.
And let me reiterate, just so I can hammer this point home, because I don't think we can miss this, is that WWE in 2020 made more money than they've ever made in their entire goddamn existence. Yeah. WWE made more money in the 2020 physical calendar year than they ever made in any other calendar year. They don't need to shelve everybody. I'm sorry. Even if you let everybody we want them to let go, and they all sign with AEW, and we geek out for hours on end, AEW is still going to make, or WWE is still going to make more money next year.
Yeah.
And the year after.
Yeah.
And the year after. You're not losing WWE. If anything, you're getting better, because you can focus on the people that you actually have in development, and maybe your stable of NXT stars, and instead of becoming cannon fodder for COVID-19 outbreaks every 3 months. There's a new one of those, by the way, at NXT. Yep. FYI, I heard about that yesterday. They could actually become. It could be like the Attitude Era again, and so maybe rant over. That's what they need to do. They won't.
No,
and
won't.
Andrade is going to be stuck until his contract expires. More than likely, hopefully not. I don't think this story's over. We'll see what happens.
Which is
some other
2 years. 2 years from now.
Oh, really? I didn't know. Oh, Jesus, terrible.
Yeah.
Well, he could just he can go full atomic on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, test it. Start a streaming thing. Try to get fired the way Thea did.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if you really want out, Andrade, I hope you're listening to this. You're probably not, but I hope you are. If you are, start Twitch. Twitch every damn day.
Yeah.
Bitch about Bruce.
We'll support you.
Yes. Definitely give him a follow. We'll give you a shout out on this podcast. So, a couple other notes here. Asuka supposedly out with concussion until WrestleMania, but depending on that, we'll be back to that in a second. WrestleMania attendance. This one I found very interesting. So, it was said that they're going to be Raymond J. Stadium, non-football, is about 60,000 is the capacity, give or take.
Yep.
So about 30,000 is what they were looking at for attendance, which I'm like, that's about what the Super Bowl had. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Same location, sure. WWE wants to do 75% capacity, 45,000 people. And I don't know. And they have all the stuff about being COVID friendly and in pods. This is how you're going to buy tickets and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know how you could do that and have that many people.
Well, because you have 4, so there's more. There'll be more areas spread out. People will be a lot more spread out.
All right. Well, then that does make sense. But it just kind of, I'm like, 30,000 people is a lot. If they do, by the way, and that's for each night, 45,000 per night, not for just total, both nights. If they do that, those will be the 2 largest events, night 1 and night 2, since the pandemic started.
Yeah.
In America. So let's see what happens. Side note, was revealed on Raw this past night that tickets, instead of going on sale today, on Tuesday, to be determined when they're going to go on sale. I don't know what's up with that. I'm sure they're trying to hammer out this detail, 30, 45, how many people we're going to get in there. Shoot, UFC just announced yesterday that they're going to have their first non-Fight Island pay-per-view in Jacksonville on April 24th with full attendance, 15,000 people, sold out. So, I mean, Florida's always been a little bit more lenient towards this stuff since the pandemic began. That's why all the sporting events have been in Florida.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Save for the Stanley Cup, but whatever. We'll see what happens. Paul White, it was quoted as saying on somebody's podcast that he wants Mark Henry in AEW. So
no.
I did also hear that somebody had made this note, and it was somebody who works like in production or kind of in the backstage area of AEW. And he wasn't really behind the curtain sort of thing, but it kind of was. He had said yesterday was such an awesome day. He always gives, he's like, he's so thankful for his job at AEW, and he put this thing about how it was nice because there's Paul White working with Will Hobbs, and then you have Matt Hardy, going in deep with Private Party, non-kayfabe, actually going in deep with Private Party, and you've got Jerry Lynn and Dean Malenko, like talking with some of the young talent, and it's like that's the importance, and that's what I was getting at last time with Paul White. It's like it's great, but he wants to bring Mark Henry in. Apparently, I think it's more of a wish factor. I don't think Tony Khan's on board with that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly apparently re-aggravated his neck injury while brawling Adam Cole. Supposedly his return is delayed 2 more weeks, which puts him pretty close to TakeOver. Mm-hmm. So he's got to take it easy in the next 2 weeks if he wants to wrestle at TakeOver, because that last man standing or whatever the hell that match is going to be against Adam Cole is going to tear the roof down. Oh, AEW, talked about Revolution earlier. Their buy-in broke a company record, 125,000 buys. They grossed $5 million, netted $2 million, which is the most they've done on a pay-per-view. Good for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Jim Cornette's a piece of shit, if you haven't heard. So.
Oh, fuck that guy. Let's not. Nope. We're not going to spend.
No. That's literally all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even giving credence to his words. Just Jim Cornette, fuck you.
Yep. Sorry.
So let's move swiftly from Jim Cornette to Smackdown. Wow, that's a terrible segue.
Is it though?
This show deserved it. This show scored over 250,000 fewer views to a very unimpressive 2.01 million. Now you might be thinking, well, that's double what AEW does. Yeah, but AEW's goal is to, if they get 1 million, it's like streamers and balloons, whatever, on a Wednesday night. Smackdown on Fox, on network TV. This is their $1 billion brand, 2 million, just over 2 million viewers. There's a lot of people upset with that. And if you watch this show, You would know why, because this was just bad. I'm not even going to give a lot of this any credit. I'm just going to roll through, give you a quick recap of what happened. So,
Perfect.
guess how they started. There's a promo. Edge came out, did a promo. Whatever.
Shocker.
He loves wrestling. He loves doing this. Whatever. He's interrupted by Daniel Bryan. They bicker. Whatever. Then you have a tag team match: the Street Profits and Dominic and Rey Mysterio versus Otis, Gable, Ziggler, and Rude. Because let's just combine all the crap here. So whatever. Then you got the Street Profits, Dominic, and Rey Mysterio win. Then you got Jey Uso. He's trying to get into Roman's locker room, but Paul Heyman's like, no. You can't come in yet. And then he's like, that's cool. I got to go handle stuff, bro. And he does. Seth Rollins in an interview wearing a turtleneck. So no bare chest under his green tartan suit this week. So a little different. Wow. I know. Maybe he's trying to like subdue the ladies there. That caused the viewership to drop. I'm sorry. That's not what it was.
Wow.
But he showed a video from 3 weeks ago when Cesaro was swinging him in endlessly, and he flips out, mocks him, and then says he's done with Cesaro. Then you've got, I don't even want to. You got Nia Jax taking Reginald on a shopping spree. My note here is, yes, fucking kill me. That's what I wrote.
Yeah. Nope. Hard pass. Let's just keep on moving.
Yeah.
Nope.
So there's that. Cesaro versus Murphy is next.
Oh, that could be good.
It could be good. It wasn't. Cesaro won by DQ because they went for about 4 or 5 minutes. Seth had brought a chair out to ringside because that's the new thing. If you haven't watched Raw or SmackDown, the wrestlers are just bringing folding chairs, sitting at the edge of the ramp, like at least once per show per week. Why? I don't know. So he brings a chair in and uses it on Cesaro, and it was stupid and dumb. And then he tries to curb stomp Cesaro while his head's in the chair, but the officials walk in and stop him. It's just, once again, you gotta love that consistent WWE referees who will let somebody get totally murdered in one match, and then in the next match, no, think about his children, don't do it, whatever. So that happened. And then he goes backstage. This was actually the one thing that I liked from this whole SmackDown.
Okay. Is
he goes backstage and he bumps into Nakamura and they do a stare down. And I'm like, I want that. That's the only thing I want from SmackDown. Well, one of two things. I want Ruby Riott, hey Ruby, and Liv Morgan to get a tag team title shot, which won't happen. But he stares down Nakamura. So that's setting that up.
I'm a fan of that.
I know, right? That's something to get interested in, right?
Be it, for sure.
It's the same argument every week. You know, they have these people. Freaking use them. That match could be fantastic. And whatever. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. So you have KO walking backstage. He's confronted by Sami Zayn, who wants him to be a part of his documentary. He's, quote unquote, going to think about it. So whatever. Then Jey Uso's confronted by Edge. They have a man-to-man talk, and Edge throws a bunch of old, like, Attitude Era references to try and keep viewers entertained. I wasn't. You know, he ends it by telling Jey he's been playing lapdog to the big dog, and okay, whatever. Then you have the KO show. So this is where you have Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair as the guests. KO throws this weird parallel, which not weird, but throws the parallel to John Cena and Shawn Michaels, who faced each other at, which I can't remember which WrestleMania it was, but they were also tag team champs at the same time. Mm-hmm. Just to piss JJ off, because everybody knows JJ's, penchant for the Riot Squad and Ruby, right? Ruby, and the fact that they're not going to get their fair due. But anywho, Sasha's heel turn is blatantly obvious. It's it's beyond annoying. She calls herself the BEST. A 5-year-old wrote that line, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
There's no, and here's the part that kills me. As much as I like Bianca Belair, she was flat. There was no chemistry between anybody in this damn ring at this time. And you have KO, Sasha Banks, and Bianca Belair, and they all just look like first-year acting students at a, community college.
Which is
So-
a damn shame because you would definitely think between those three, that would not be a thing.
No, I thought for sure. Well, at least the KO show is going to be good tonight, right? I'm
Yeah.
looking at what's no, it was bad, and it gets worse because it's interrupted by Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and your number one women's wrestling champion of the world, frickin' Reginald. And then they're interrupted by Tamina and Natalya because Bianca and Sasha have a match with Tamina and Natalya. Tamina is now dressed in matching gear with matching like red highlights in her hair to Natalya. So there's that going on.
Okay.
Sure. And then you have Nia, Shayna, and Reginald on commentary. And I should blow past this, but I want to vent because this just made my skin boil. The whole time this match is going on, Nia is just hamming up her libido about how great Reginald looks, has him keep getting up and dancing on the announce table. And it's not even the fact that this is happening, but we have to see this every 30 seconds. It's like there is a match going on that maybe those of us who like wrestling would want to watch. Nope.
No.
We're going to get Reginald's dance show. The match ends that Reginald runs in the ring. He ran around like 3 times. Like I almost got in my car and started driving to Tampa. I was like, I'm gonna go punch this dude in the face. It ends up causing a roll up. Sasha gets rolled up and they lose. And Bianca is sitting there blaming Sasha, for entertaining Reginald. Once again, they have no chemistry, these two. And I would never have guessed that. This is a match that we wanted after the Rumble. And I can't believe that I'm saying this. I don't want this anymore. I would have rather that Bianca chose Asuka because whatever.
Wow.
It's just, I mean, this isn't even Bruce Pritchard's show, and the writing is just gone. Vince is running this again.
Yep.
Triple H has fully tucked his head back in and is back in NXT land because that's real good, and this has just gone to hell in a handbasket. Go backstage as Bianca and Sasha arguing about Reginald. Sasha calls Bianca a rookie. Yeah, nice dig, whatever. Then Big E is back. And he comes out and at least Big E's here to say it. It's a Big E's Big E. So it's good. He comes out, he's going to end Apollo. And he calls out he wants to fight Apollo, but Apollo doesn't show up. So then he extends an open challenge for the IC title. Okay, Baron Corbin comes out and starts getting all long-winded about not his wrestling gear, but he's going to accept it. Before he can actually get any words out of those words out of his mouth, here comes Sami Zayn with his documentary critic. I accept. I said it before you did. So Sami Zayn challenges Big E for the IC title. There's a couple good spots there. Like Big E and Sami, they could put on a decent match. It was short. It was very short, though. A couple decent spots. Big E gets the win. Apollo jumps out from behind the Big E after the match, and he grabs the steps from the outside and just beats the living piss out of Big E with the steps in the middle of the ring. And he's still using that fake African accent. And just, I know that makes you so happy, but it's still a thing. It's happening.
It's so terrible.
Then you go more Reginald. Nia and Reginald are now doing a backstage interview.
Jesus. Okay.
And this leads to Nia Jax is getting a shot at Sasha Banks for the Smackdown Women's Championship next week. Because, why? Who cares about anything anymore?
That makes so much sense.
I mean, of course not. Like, why do you have to? They're the tag team champions, and one of the people they're feuding with is the women's champion, and the other person's feuding with the Raw Women's Champion. Spoiler alert! It's like you have Peyton Royce who bled her heart out. I know she's on Raw, but bled her heart out on last week's Raw after show. She's not getting a push. She's getting buried. You got the Riot Squad's getting dick nothing. Tamina and Natalya, you're not going to really get anything. Let's be real. Carmella, she fired Reginald, and apparently she thought she was fired because she's gone. Nobody knows where she is. Whatever. The show ends not with a match, but with a contract signing between Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan. Daniel gets a few good verbal jabs in, but whatever. Jey Uso says he's going to be a special enforcer for the match. That brings Edge to the ringside, who says, that's a good idea, but I want to be special enforcer. How about we have a match next week, and the winner is a special enforcer for the match at Fastlane. They all fight. Daniel Bryan does a flying knee to Edge. Yes, this probably does signal there's going to be a triple threat instead of Edge versus Roman at Mania. That's the end.
Oh
That's
my God, it's so dumb.
It was so dumb. And so many, like I said, the one good thing was the stare down between Roman Reigns, Shinsuke Nakamura, and that's only because they aren't actually going through their 50-50 crap of actual bad matches. It's just the idea of them. So that was that. Then last night was Raw, and believe it or not, Raw was better.
What I've watched of it, because I was mainly watching AEW Elevation, I'm just gonna call that out. Yeah, it actually was better.
Everybody knows. Yeah. It was better. It was better than Raw's been in a good amount of time. It was night and day better than SmackDown. Still started off with a little promo. Well, before I get to the promo, got the announcement that Mania is going to be Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. Didn't pussyfoot around. That's happening at Mania. So that, for one, that makes next week's match, or this weekend's match at Fastlane between McIntyre and Sheamus really pointless now. But
well, it's automatically showing you McIntyre's going to win.
Yeah.
That's it.
So why even have a last man standing match? It's just going to be for personal feud, whatever. But anyway, it is what it is. We all knew it was happening, and it's official now. That's going to be your main event for Raw at WrestleMania. Then Bobby comes out, does a promo. He's interrupted by The Miz, because we can't let that die. He's interrupted by Drew McIntyre, which, by the way, is now no more is he the Scottish psychopath. He's definitely the Scottish warrior now. So
yeah.
There's a cheap shot by Bobby on the way out of the ring. Then Bobby's jumped by Sheamus, because why not?
Yeah.
And Sheamus had an interview backstage immediately after saying he wants a match with Bobby because he wants to show Drew what Drew's not going to be able to do at WrestleMania. I'm like, okay, I can get behind this a little bit then. That's a good job.
Yeah.
This, by the way, leads you into the opening match, Drew McIntyre versus The Miz. The Miz was basically there for a match.
Yeah.
He got the crap beat out of him, so it's whatever. McIntyre won. Then we give a quick little congrats to everybody's favorite Bad Bunny for winning a Grammy last night.
He's Bad Bunny.
And he's here. So, yeah. Then you got Braun Strowman calling out Shane McMahon again. And, oh, my God. The Braun Strowman, Shane. Okay. So, Shane comes out, and once again, he barely steps outside from behind the curtain. And Braun talks about how he's been bullied his whole life, and I'm like, bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, other way around.
Bullied his whole life for being called dumb. And he challenges Shane to a match tonight. Shane spends way too much time talking and then eventually agrees to the match. Sure. Why not? So you go backstage, you got Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Lana, and Naomi. They're interrupted by R-Truth doing a terrible Steve Austin impersonation, which, as cheesy and corny as R-Truth is, I enjoy R-Truth. So
I do too. I love me some R-Truth. I miss him as a 24/7 champion. I cannot believe those words are coming out of my mouth, but I do. I miss him.
I know, right? I know. It was really made for him when you think about it.
Yeah,
so.
it really was. He's the perfect guy.
And then those women who are talking backstage and and all the thing, they're going to come out and do a tag team match. So now you got Mandy and Dana versus Lana and Naomi, and Nia and Shayna are on commentary because if you have it a women's match on Raw or SmackDown, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Sasha Banks, or Charlotte Flair has to be present. That's it. Period. So it was an okay match. The commentary was so irritating. I don't know. Nia Jax, when she's good as the speak softly, carry big stick, instead of the just
my hole.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
My hole was fantastic, unintentionally, but it was fan-freaking-tastic. Her just trying is not good. I'm sorry, that's mean to Nia, but It's like she just goes on and 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 on. It's like shit. Michael Cole's on the other show. I have female Michael Cole here all of a sudden.
It's boss time.
Yeah. Well, this match gets interrupted by Asuka, who before this match they let you know Asuka's going to be returning tonight and fighting Shayna Baszler, and they start talking about her tooth getting knocked out 5 times during this match. At the end of the day, Mandy and Dana end up getting the win. There's a spinning neckbreaker by Dana Brooke, and boom, there you go. Cool. So quick look backstage at the budding friendship between the New Day and Riddle, which I am actually all for. I dig this. This is always one of like the few little bits that I'm like, that's at least a little good. That's a little funny. That leads into a tag team championship match. New Day versus the Hurt Business is actually a very good match, as you can expect.
It was a great match. I'm calling it great.
I mean, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander. Yeah. It was the match. It's just like, I say Adam Cole versus Finn Balor. You're like, that's going to be a great match. I say those 4 names here. You're like, yeah, that's going to be a good tag team match. Mm-hmm. And it was. It was fantastic. This is why I still watch, let's be honest. Because there's glimmers. I know it's there. I know they can do it. Look at this match. It was stellar. A couple weeks ago, you had that Sheamus versus McIntyre match, which was WrestleMania worthy. Mm-hmm. They can do it. And this is one example. Great match. By the way, New Day gets the win. Fantastic. Like a 5 finisher combo to end.
And new WWE tag
for the 11th time. Okay, I'm not going to go there. But yeah. So they're new tag team champions, and they're immediately greeted and quote unquote congratulated.
Another one. Jesus.
By one AJ Styles.
Get new material on the congratulations shit.
But okay, they're not challenging him the same night, so that's good. Yeah. AJ Styles had almost come out, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I do this. They go on for a little bit. AJ, says he's got for his bucket list. He hasn't been a tag champ. Blah blah blah. Challenges them to a match at WrestleMania between him and Omos. Now, I want to remind you, Omos has not actually wrestled in WWE.
No.
Not even in WWE Underground, where he was the doorman, But Xavier was accepted. They're wrestling at WrestleMania for the Raw Tag Team Champions. Let's see what Omos actually does. But AJ versus the New Day alone. That's gonna be a good match. You're putting together decent matches for WrestleMania, at least on paper.
I would agree.
On paper,
I would agree.
All right, go backstage. You got Miz and Morrison. They ran into Damian Priest and Bad Bunny, of course. Oh, you didn't do it. Wow,
it's Bad Bunny. I was waiting for you to say something.
Oh, I paused so you could do it.
I know.
I know you're gonna do it.
It's Bad Bunny.
Okay. So, reigniting this feud, like we all know, is going to be a thing at WrestleMania. So, anyway, that's going on. And then Miz and Morrison skedaddle on, and here comes R-Truth again. And he's got because today, actually, Tuesday, is Steve Austin Day. It's 3/16. Of course, Raw's filmed on 3/15. But I didn't stop R-Truth. He's got himself his Steve Austin vest and the Steve Austin belt over his shoulder and a Stone Cold lunchbox, and he's gonna whack in the head Bad Bunny with the lunchbox, and Damian catches him because he's blatantly obvious and Truth, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I came bearing gifts, and so he's got these gifts for Bad Bunny. Yeah. Here's a Stone Cold. And it was just basically like the old school. Remember back in the day, like the original In Your House pay-per-view and stuff from the 90s, where they had the promos to go to call into WWE shop, during the show. That's what this was pretty much. So he's like, here's this, and I got this lunchbox, and I got this for you too. It's a Stone Cold Steve Austin belt, and he goes, thank you, I appreciate it, Bon. And I know it's a terrible Bad Bunny impersonation, whatever.
He's Bad Bunny.
It's all you can say for it. You can't even do it in person. You just say his name.
Yeah, it's not player, it's playa. That's all I got.
You need two things. Watch the Cheetos commercial. Get some new material.
Yeah, the Corona commercials. That's all I got.
So he asked him what Truth wants, and Truth just kind of points and says, I want my baby back. and Bad Bunny just gives him the 24/7 title back.
What?
Just hands it over. There you go. I respect you. I respect the business. Which, I mean, the statement was fine. I appreciate the statement. But still, so technically, Bad Bunny has never been defeated for the 24/7 title that he won. But R-Truth is your new 24/7 champion.
I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't know. At least there was continuity in the fact that he did pin, R-Truth. But yeah, so new 24/7 champion, 435th time, R-Truth. Jackson Riker's now fighting Damian Priest. The next match. This lasts all of 2 minutes. Like I literally was like, I was making ramen, figuring, it's Damian Priest. It's gonna go on for at least like 15 minutes, right? And the water hadn't even boiled yet, and I hear ding ding. But yeah. Anyway, 3 minutes. Damian squashing the crap out of Riker, which is a shame. And
yeah.
Elias comes in to interfere. That causes, and then Bad Bunny comes in and pulls the guitar away from Elias because he's going to use it. And, Damian then beats everybody up. And then here comes The Miz. And The Miz actually, does a move on Bad Bunny, which was, yeah. It's like a fall away slam or something, harmless, but.
Oh, okay.
Not fall away, yeah. It's just like a simple body slam or something stupid, But he did something, and then, and then they skedaddle on. So, it's coming. And speaking of coming, the next match you saw coming for weeks, it's Shane O'Mac versus Braun Strowman.
Jesus.
I know. This match ended up in a no contest.
Shocker.
I know, no contest. Shane stalled even to start the match. He's mocking Braun. Finally, somehow the bell rings. He gets in the ring for like a half a second, and then it never actually bell never rings to end the match either. I don't even know what happened, but Braun's beating up Shane, running around the outside, and he goes to do his little run around the ring thing, and Shane grabs the camera and just clocks him right in the face with the camera, and then he clocks him in the face 3 or 4 more times. Twice was legitimate.
Yeah.
Straight in his face with a full camera. It ends with Shane putting, as I said ad nauseum, it puts Braun Strowman on the announce table, goes up to the top turnbuckle and does a flying elbow onto Strowman through the table. And then he goes under the ring and gets a 5-gallon bucket full of green slime and pours it over Braun Strowman.
Okay.
And then he goes under the ring again and gets another 5-gallon bucket full of green slime and pours it over Braun Strowman.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
What is this? Are we watching
Nickelodeon tie-in?
Yeah.
I don't know. It made no sense whatsoever. But it happened.
Okay.
So there's that. Oh, by the way, they're going to actually fight again for real this time at Fastlane. So, yay.
Sure they are.
By the way, Rhea Ripley is coming.
Oh, she is? I didn't know she was coming.
Soon. even her Twitter just seriously, when the hell is this happening? Then they have Alexa Bliss does a little promo in her Alexa's Playground where she challenges Randy Orton to a match at Fastlane in a very roundabout way.
Okay.
She said, Randy, if you want me out of your life so badly, you're going to have to take me out this Sunday at Fastlane. Oh, sure. Great. Cool. Next, you have Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. This is let's reminisce about how many times Asuka got a tooth knocked out of her head. Okay, as a hockey fan, come on. They showed this clip at least 6 times during this show. And I have seen guys lose a tooth, spit it out, go to the bench to get some alcohol, twirl it around, spit it out, put the mouth guard in, and not even miss a shift. Stop it with the tooth, okay?
Yeah,
I know it was a concussion that
much.
Sidelined her, but
Yeah.
come on. It kept just driving it home. This was a match that should have been, and just shows you how terrible anything outside of NXT Women's division is in WWE. Because this match, I say Asuka versus Shayna Baszler, that should be a pay-per-view quality match, right?
Agreed. 1,000%. Yeah.
I would love to see this at WrestleMania, you know? But it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't that great. It was short. It ends up with Asuka going all... Well, Asuka gets the win because Shayna locks in the Kirifuda clutch, and then Asuka kind of reverses it to get the pin, the flip back.
Yeah.
And Shayna just doesn't care. She just wants to keep hurting her, so she keeps in. Basically, everything that either of these women did was to hurt the other opponent, which is a good angle and I like. And it's a shame it's not an actual singles feud like it's going to be, because we all know it's Charlotte Flair versus Asuka at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So
it's inevitable. 1,000%
after the
inevitable.
match, exactly, and this is so much more potential. You have the built-in thing with the tooth, which whatever. But after the match, Asuka goes all ape shit, and she removes one of the lower turnbuckle pads, brings Sasha over to the corner after she beat the crap out of her, and she's gonna curb stomp her face into the exposed steel, tooth for a tooth style, and the ref jumps in and stops her. Once again, selective refereeing. So, yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. That would have been a great angle.
I know.
Great.
Right? Everything that they did here made you feel like, yes, this is a good feud to build, set up for WrestleMania. And it's not going that way because you got...
God, that sucks.
Yeah. So, anywho. Mustafa Ali's he's just tearing into Retribution backstage, and Matt Riddle rides his scooter right through the middle of them like a boss. I love Riddle.
Jesus. He doesn't care.
He's so hot he could give a flying fuck. And then one of the best parts of every Monday Night Raw is there's a new commercial for Queen of the South starts in April, and good God, this next season looks fantastic. If you haven't watched Queen of the South, you need to. Have you watched it at all, Jamie? You ever
No.
It is so good. So good.
Would you say that's a highlight of Raw?
Usually, this Raw was. I'm being a little facetious this week because there was some good stuff like that New Day match. But usually, yes, my highlight of Raw is seeing the new commercial for new footage for Queen of the South, which one of JJ's favorite shows. I can't wait. Check it out sometime.
I might.
So then you got the Riddle versus Mustafa. I got it right, I think.
Yeah, you sure did. Mustafa.
I still don't know. I'm still pissed at whatever. Anywho, Riddle versus Mustafa Ali for the U.S. title. It was a decent match. It should have been a better match, but because Retribution's there, it's not. T-Bar distracts the referee, causes the referee to miss Ali's clear, easy pinfall victory. He gets turned around. The Bro Derek is hit, which is your favorite move I know of all time.
It's such a terrible ass name.
It's a terrible name. It's a decent move. Terrible name.
Yeah, great move. I like the move.
And Riddle gets the win, and then of course that means that Mustafa's going to yell at T-Bar and whatever. More of that. Randy Orton next accepts the match for Fastlane against Alexa Bliss, so that's a thing. Sure, cool. And then, like I said before, the on sale date for Mania tickets is not today. Who knows when it is? It's coming soon. Then you got a Drew McIntyre promo. He comes out, got another promo, and I didn't catch all what he was saying because it was 3 hours, too damn long. I did catch though that he basically said he free balls in his kilt.
Yes,
so,
I caught that too.
You caught that? I said there, I'm like, hold on a second. Did he just say that he free? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he sure did.
Night ends with Sheamus, Bobby Lashley, main event. This was another good match.
Good match. I like the match.
The 20-minute match. It covered one commercial break, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe two. One. Covered one commercial break.
One commercial break this time.
One commercial break. And it was a good match. And these two, I mean, if you like hard-hitting, like physical guys, it's stiff as it comes. And Bobby at times needs that. I think he's so big and he's got the MMA. I think because of that, he can't really shine unless he's with somebody that matches that equally.
I agree. I agree with that statement. He needs a bruiser to be along with him, and it just makes it for a better match. Him and the Miz is not believable, but him and McIntyre and him and Sheamus, hell yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Sheamus and McIntyre, they can do other matches, but Bobby's, very much does so. And I don't care what anybody says. I like Bobby Lashley as champion.
Me too.
I like MVP as the annoying mouthpiece of the champion. I think this is a great angle. I'm actually excited for this main event loads more than I ever will be for whatever the hell Edge is in.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
So this was a very good match, and it ended with a clean ending, and that's partly why I say it's a very good match, because it ended with that guy Sheamus. There you go. Sheamus went for a bro kick. It was ducked and then turned into a spear, unfortunately. But
Spear.
Bobby Lashley got the win. Drew came in the match. A little scuffle. End of show. It was a much better Raw.
Yeah.
Even with the women's division being what it is. We got a glimpse of something that excited me. It's not going to happen. Asuka and Shayna. You didn't have too much Reginald. That's always a plus in JJ's book.
I would agree with that.
And you had two very good matches and a couple other decent ones, in the middle of that there. So not too bad as far as Raw show goes.
Yeah.
Raw, whatever. It's one of those nights.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I think it was better than what they've been doing. So that was a big plus.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this is a move in a direction to more stability. So we'll see what happens, where it goes from here. So that's what we got. Do you have any other thoughts about anything this week in WWE?
Other than they're wasting Andrade? No, I'm good.
Oh, and side note, just for those of you who are checking, there was no signs of life from Aleister Black whatsoever, too. So
Shocker.
He's been off. I know you said it earlier. He's been off as long as off of TV. Excuse me, as long as Andrade as well.
Which makes me sick.
I mean, those two. Remember those two tore the roof off of Takeover? My, we've come a long way. So let's see what happens. Best of luck to Andrade. Yeah, that's what we got. So that was WWE. We'll see you again in a couple days here. Jamie and I will be back to go over AEW. Jamie's got extra AEW to go on because this was the premiere of Dark Evolution.
Elevation.
I can't remember crap. I don't know any names. Names, words, blah. So Dark Elevation.
Yes.
We don't really cover Dark, but Dark Elevation we're going to cover. So, JB, you got two shows now on Thursdays to cover. So look at you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of AEW to cover because it was 2 hours on YouTube. Like, it was a lot.
So it'll be a total of 4 hours. You're getting close, although I still got that Raw thrown in there. So
the extra hour of Raw. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have any kids, so I suck it up and I watch the extra hours of whateverness. But yeah. So we'll be back on Thursday with our AEW show. We're going to talk about Impact too on Thursday because oh my sacrifices this past weekend, and spoiler alert, freaking awesome.
Very, very good. Surprising all over the place.
I don't even want to call it surprising anymore. I mean, so the results maybe, yes. But I think that in general, like, yeah, we have things to say about Impact. So we're going to talk about Impact. We're going to talk about AEW. Thank you for joining us, listening through with everything we got WWE related. Join the conversation. Follow us on Twitter at Total Spotfest. Check us out on YouTube. That is Total Spotfest Live. Give us a subscribe. Give us a like. I promise you we're going to have videos coming soon and not just a static image with our voices. It's coming soon. I promise you. But if you just want to listen to us on your phone while you're working out or whatever, check us out wherever you get all your podcasts at. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google. They're all there. And that's what we got. So I want to thank you guys for giving us some of your time this week. It's so nice. We didn't have any blow-ups with just you and I got to say, Jamie.
Yeah. It was very peaceful, and no one, got overly crazy about Dexter Lumis. It was kind of nice.
I know. I could say things like I even made one mention about your favorite NXT wrestler and just I hate that guy, and we moved on.
Yeah.
Amazingly enough. Well, that's what we got. Thank you guys for giving us some of your time. Jamie, why don't you wrap us up?
Well, as always, if you're not down with TSL, I got 2 words for you. Nick Free.
See you next time, guys. Bye.
Peace.